In the fast-paced world of NBA free agency, there's always a flurry of rumors and signings, but sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we expect. Take the Sacramento Kings, for example. On what seemed like a planned and executed move, the Kings' acquisition of Dennis Schröder didn't go down as easily as most had predicted. The 301 alert, typically the moment we hear about the first confirmed free agent signings, never came. The Kings' free agency plans were set to make a big splash, but here we are, still waiting for confirmation. So, what's the holdup? Well, it seems the Sacramento Kings are the ones causing the delay in a potential sign-and-trade with the Detroit Pistons. A deal that, on paper, felt like a done deal, now has fans, insiders, and analysts alike scratching their heads, waiting for clarity. All signs are pointing toward Malik Monk heading to Detroit as part of a sign-and-trade deal for Schröder. This move has been rumored for some time, and it makes sense. Monk has been a valuable asset for the Kings since joining them, but despite his strong performance, Sacramento has reportedly been looking to move him. The only issue? Finding a market for the talented guard has proven difficult. With his scoring ability, explosive style of play, and leadership potential, it's surprising that a team hasn't already snatched him up. Here's the interesting part. The Kings do have the financial flexibility to sign Schröder outright without the need for a sign-and-trade. According to reports, they could offer Schröder the $14.1 million mid-level exception and land him without any need for additional negotiations. But here's where the intrigue kicks in. If they do move Monk in a trade for Schröder, it's likely that Sacramento will want more than just the veteran point guard in return. Whether it's a player or some assets like a second-round pick, the Kings seem to be aiming for more value out of this deal. Now, here's where things stand according to Clutch Point's Brett Siegel. The holdup in this trade? It's not Detroit, it's Sacramento. The Kings are the ones keeping us all waiting, and that's actually a good sign for the franchise. Why? Because it shows that Sacramento is playing it smart and being patient in their negotiations. A deal that just involves Schröder and Monk straight up would be relatively simple. But the Kings are holding out for a bit more, likely a draft pick, or perhaps a young player to sweeten the deal. This is a move that makes sense for Sacramento as they continue to build on their already solid roster. The Kings, led by General Manager Monte McNair, are in a position where they need to make moves that enhance the long-term trajectory of the team. Adding Schröder to the mix would give them a steady hand at the point guard position, something that could be invaluable with De'Aaron Fox continuing to develop and the team's overall goal of becoming a legitimate contender in the Western Conference. However, it's clear that McNair is also looking at the bigger picture. That's why he's likely pushing for something extra in the deal. And this isn't just a situation where Sacramento is trying to squeeze out every possible asset. A second-round pick or a young, up-and-coming player would give the Kings the kind of depth they need to succeed in a competitive conference. They've been building a solid core with players like Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Keegan Murray, and adding Schröder could be the piece that helps them elevate to the next level. At the same time, there's a lot of pressure on the Pistons to get this deal done. Detroit has been in rebuilding mode for several years now, and adding a player like Schröder could help accelerate that process. While they're not expected to be a playoff team just yet, having a veteran point guard like Schröder could provide leadership for a team with a lot of young talent, including Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. For the Kings, the key is making sure they don't miss out on this opportunity to improve their roster. A deal that includes Schröder and possibly a young player or a pick is a win for Sacramento. And the longer the holdup goes on, the more likely it becomes that McNair is setting up something even bigger. So, as we wait for the resolution of this sign-and-trade, there's a lot to be excited about. Will Sacramento land Schröder and get a little extra in return? Will Detroit manage to secure a veteran presence for their young roster? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. The Kings are playing this one smart, and that could pay off big time down the road. If you're excited to see how this all plays out and want to stay up to date with the latest NBA news and analysis, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on this potential trade. Are the Kings making the right move? Or should they have pulled the trigger already? Let's get the conversation going.